Okay, so Socratic seminar. Once more, so we can practice that. Traviana, could you first read our first norm for Socratic seminars, and everyone practice what we just talked about.
Okay. Carefully listen to the speaker, don't interrupt.
Carefully listen to the speaker, don't interrupt. Traviana, could you put that up? Shouldn't have it in class. Okay, so carefully listening to the speaker. And if we are carefully listening to the speaker, Linda told us because we might miss something important. But there's another reason I want you to carefully listen to the speaker. What could that reason be? Daryl? Everyone should have their eyes on Daryl, their mouths closed. They should be sitting up in scholar's position. Linda's up in scholar. She's got her eyes on Daryl. Her mouth is closed. Joseph is the same. Go ahead, Daryl. Nice and loud.
Being rude to that person, and you won't like it if somebody be rude to you while you talk.
That's another thing. You wouldn't like it when someone's rude to you. Cheyenne, what else?
Because you could pay attention because, like Linda said, it's important stuff that you can learn. And it's because it would they ask questions afterwards, and you don't know what the answer is to the question.
Right. And Traviana, what else?
And that's just being respectful and polite to your class.
It is just being respectful and polite to your classmates. And who did I say in this Socratic seminar you'd be having the discussion with? Who are your answers going to be going to? Ronald? Oh, yeah, the person you're talking to. So you're not just answering questions for me, right?
Yep.
We do that all the time. This is a little bit different. You're going to be answering each other's questions. Cartea, you need to put that away.
Alright.
Now, so Socratic seminar. Who would like to read our second norm for Socratic seminar? Let's go with Raina. Remember to put your eyes on Raina and don't interrupt.
Speak loud and clear.
Speak loud and clear. Why is that important, that we speak loud and clear? Eddie?
Because some people might be far away from you and they won't hear you.
Yeah. And once again, who are we talking with?
Each other.
Each other. Right. We're talking with each other, so we need to be able to hear each other. Glinda?
You should talk loud and clear because people, you might be talking low and stuff, and people can't hear you, and then they be like, can you talk a little louder? And then you gotta talk a little louder so they can hear the direction and what you're trying to say.
Right, yeah, so you got to talk a little louder for that reason too. Now, I need a silent hand to read nice, loud, and clear our last norm for Socratic seminar. Ronald.
Respectfully respond, I agree with you, and I would like to add.
And
I respect your opinion, but I disagree because.
Okay, so we're going to be responding to each other's responses, building this conversation up. It's important that when we're addressing our classmates, we're being respectful. So, when you answer another person's question, I want you to tell them when you respond to another person's answer, rather, I want you to either tell them if you agree or you disagree. But if you disagree, yes, Charlotte?
Oh, no, I was just coming to get a worship.
Okay. But if you disagrey, what should you say so that you know that you're being respectful? How can you check that you're being respectful? What can you say? Joseph.
You could say, I disagree with you because
She turned it over from other people.
I disagree because the way you said that it didn't kind of get to me and it didn't make sense the way you said it.
Okay. Yeah, so I disagree, but I respect your opinion. What else could happen there? Raina.
What else could happen is that I disagree with your answer, but
Y'all be this caught. She not even down with her sister.
Okay, Glinda, don't interrupt. But we did just discuss our first norm, which is carefully listen and don't interrupt. So let's try that again. Let's let Raina repeat herself, and let's put our eyes on her so that we know that we're not interrupting. Go ahead, Raina.
they might disagree, but they might not show in a respectful way. They might show in disrespect.
Right, we don't want that. So we're using the sentences that are on our norms poster so that we're sure that we are being respectful. So every time you answer, it should be started with I agree with you and I would like to add, or I respect your opinion but I disagree because of this. Now, I'm going to pass out a book to each table in case there's a point where you need to find evidence from the story. Okay. So, Ronald, you can move up to this table if you want.
Oh my God.
Okay, now, everybody should be sitting up nice and tall in scholar's position. Their mouths should be closed. Their eyes should be on me or on whoever is the speaker at that point. You. Charlotte, you need to hurry up and go back to IC, sweet pea.
Okay.
Because you're disrupting us.
I am just saying
Okay, so, Viviana, have a seat. Eddie is sitting up nice and straight in scholar's position. He has his eyes on me because I'm the speaker, and his mouth is closed. Devin is sitting up nice and straight in scholar's position. He has his eyes on me because I'm the speaker, and his mouth is closed. The first question that we're going to discuss is, what did you think the theme of Blood on the River was? What did you think the theme of Blood on the River was? Traviana, we'll start with you.
I think the thing was, Indians and the English people try to get along and try war, do war and stuff like that. I think it was like a kind of war thing because the Indians they didn't know if they was there to hurt them or just stay there and have somewhere to sleep or something.
So you think the theme was war?
And the English tried to take over their land.
Okay. Now we're looking for someone to respond to Traviana's response. To respond to Traviana's response, Linda, what do you need to start with first?
Okay. Liliana, I respect your opinion and I agree with you because that I say the same thing because they were in war and people they didn't know if they was gonna hurt them or stay there with them, and you made a good thing.
Right. Now someone to respond to either of their responses. Joseph.
I respect your opinions, but I disagree because I thought the thing was responsibility because Captain John Smith, he was trying to teach people responsibility. Like if you were in a fight, you should try to overcome that fight and try to at least make peace with them if you can.
Is there a response to any of our responses? Cheyenne. Now, way before Cheyenne goes, I'd like to remind you that you should be sitting at nice and tall in scholar's position, but your mouth should be closed, and that at all times, your eyes should be on the speaker. So our speaker currently is Cheyenne. I see that Joseph has his eyes on Cheyenne. I see Traviana has her eyes on Cheyenne. Very good. Let's get started.
I respect Glenda and Traviana's opinion, but I disagree because England was not trying to take over the natives' lands. They were trying to take over. They were trying to get ahead of the Powhatan people.
So, what evidence from the book do you have to support your opinion?
When the natives were doing food and stuff, that was not the people from England was not trying to take over them. When they went to the Waramaka, they crowned king to be a prince, so they were trying to take over his land. They wasn't trying to be enemies with the natives.
Okay. Devin.
For a response to Cheyenne opinion, I respect your opinion, but I disagree. I think it's caring and trust and peace because they try to get along with the Indians. They try to get along with them and trust them. And Samuel always tried to do the right thing. Like when he tried to save the baby, because he knew they was going to get attacked. He knew they didn't have a lot of food over there. They was going to get attacked. So he took it over there with
Okay, wonderful. So you think that the theme is caring and trust. Great. Treviana.
I respect Joseph the Piggy. I think it's both. I think it's all in one, but I'll be saying one thing.
Oh, okay. So you think that it's kind of all of those things wrapped up.
Yeah, because Samuel, he was bad at first, but John still taught him that's not how you deal with your problems and stuff like that. And it's peace because he did try, because the Indians, they did try to take over the whole land. The English tried to take over the Powhatan land, so they did crown him to be prince for a good thing.
Okay. Are there any responses to any of the responses? Cheyenne.
I agree with you, and I would like to add that the Powhatan people was their friends at first, but then they turned against them, and then they killed some of the people that went over there to trade for corn after they had went to the Point Conflict.
Okay, great. Now, I would like to remind you that you are going to get a grade on your participation. So we want to hear from everybody. We want to hear something from everyone. Now, I think you guys did a great job finding the theme there. Is there anyone else that wants to respond to the question of theme? Ronald.
He's right. It wasn't, the theme was kind of like trust and care because, Samuel was doing all the right things, like when he was trying to take the baby to the thing so she wouldn't get hurt. He was doing the right things. I agree with that.
Did he do the right things all throughout the book?
He liked it, but he did the right things.
Oh, I have one thing.
Remember that we don't interrupt. Okay. So, because he didn't do the right things at the end of the book, and he did do the right things. He did do the right things at the end of the book, and he didn't at the beginning of the book. I'm thinking of another theme. I'm wondering if anyone else is thinking of the same thing. Let's see here. Let's see Deanna. Raina. So, what would you say the theme is based on that?
Caring about others, trying to work together to survive.
Caring about others and working together to survive. Okay. Now, are there any responses to the responses that we've heard? Joseph.
I think that is perseverance.
And what evidence do you have to support that claim?
Because when Samuel was when he was in the orphan, he was trying his best to overcome his anger and try to channel it by himself, but Captain John Smith was like he never gave up on himself.
Okay. And Treviana?
I think it was trust because it took a lot for Samuel to trust John Smith. And I think it was perseverance because John Smith never gave up on Samuel and tried to teach him the right thing. And I think that it was survival because it was a lot of diseases where it was at. And the Indians only had the stuff that they needed to survive.
Okay. Now, I would like to remind you that you need to be sitting up nice and straight in scholar's position. And I would also like to remind you that you need to speak nice and loud so that we can hear your responses. Okay. Now, I understand, but we're more concerned with recording the audio. So, are there any responses to the response? Eddie.
I agree with Raina because it was the thing. The story was about caring and changing as he grew because at the beginning he was angry at people and stuff, but when they got to the new world, he started making friends with people that he really didn't care about.
Very good. Very good. Is there anyone that would like to respond to Eddie's response? Cartea.
Well, I do agree with stuff, but I disagree.
Okay, and so how do you both agree and disagree? What parts do you agree with and what parts do you disagree with, respectfully, of course?
Well, he said so.